Welcome to your weekly energy report at this pivotal seasonal moment of, in my case, Christmas evening. And happy holidays to all of you if you're celebrating. You may notice that I am very blissed out and zenned out. It took a little moment for me to shift into this space because I can't say that I had the most enjoyable Christmas as I was really feeling the astrological energy, which of course tends to be heightened when you are alone because you're left to assess the energetic flow around you in conjunction solely with yourself. And most people don't have that at all on Christmas because most people are very much involved in their lives with family or chosen family or partners, children, everything, I have a unique vantage point on that, given the disjointed family heritage from which I come. So solitude and Christmas are not entirely strangers to one another. And sometimes it feels great to have time to reflect and to be left to your own devices. And other times it can feel trying, to say the least. And this Christmas was particularly trying instead. Probably because, big shocker here, after last week's reading, I had COVID. My second encounter with COVID. And my second Christmas with or in recovery from it. So, anyway, it brought up a lot of things for me. Dissatisfaction with my professional choices, with the people that are taking precedence in my life over my own wellness and well-being. The fact that my work prevents me from having the time and the energy to focus on self-care and spiritual evolution. So all of these things have come to the surface and they've been deeply uncomfortable for me. And I suppose it goes without saying that with the type of energetic difficulty that we may have felt with this third pass of the Saturn-Uranus dance. All of this was heightened in the way of basically feeling the passage of time, not in the sense of age or even escape or evasion or time slipping away. It wasn't like that. It's more this acute wisdom surrounding time and the nothingness of time, but the importance of harnessing time in order to frame and build better stories for ourselves. And of course, Uranus, being the planet of the unexpected, had to come along with a jolt of something that would turn that upside down, certainly for me. I don't know what's been going on in your world. But additionally, we have, of course, full-on Capricorn energy kicking in. as we talked about last week, thus enhancing our issues surrounding structure and authority, as I was speaking to just a minute or two ago regarding my own frustrations surrounding my professional dedication and the rewards or lack thereof. And how do I frame that? Can I find a way to salvage a sense of purpose in that, or is toxicity outweighing the pros in a cry for self-preservation? I don't know how to express that fully. And then we have additionally today Mars trining Chiron, which is a beautiful aspect of resolution of pain and soul injury. Mars has come in to celebrate a victory over parts of ourselves that we no longer need and that we have obviously outgrown, but perhaps even been mourning for too long. And it's time to move on. And, you know, it's a difficult kind of energy to work through, but it is an energy that prefaces celebration. So, something to look forward to. Now, a lot of the Capricorn difficulties that we may be encountering will be summed up in this very first card from a brand new deck that I got myself for Christmas. It's what you do when you spend Christmas alone. You end up basically nurturing yourself. So this particular deck is called the Soul's Journey. And the first card that we'll have from this, which is setting the tone for the entire reading, surrender. I can release my need to control. And when that came out, it could not have been more on the nose. It sort of just made sense that that would color this reading. And I expect a good deal of insight from this to serve me personally as well. I did actually do a personal reading for myself before I did this earlier because I wanted to make sure that that part of my story, because I have a lot of emotional stuff that I'm dealing with right now, I didn't want that to come through here. I think I took care of that. So this is big picture, and this will help all of us. I also did a bunch of laundry. I've never done laundry before on Christmas. You need to understand the distinction between power and control. You have the power of internal control, but very little external control over people or situations. The majority of your external control is through the power of influence. You can lead by example. That's so important to remember, to lead by example, because recently in my power struggles at work, I haven't been leading by example at all. I've been in this tug of war to try to get validation and recognition and to keep in control of very toxic situations caused by very twisted, toxic people. Every soul has its own unique path, and it is not your job to dictate it. Giving advice or direction in a compassionate manner is the way to go. Your soul too has a path, and you possess the power to control it, but you must surrender the illusion that you have control over another. Remember that this is a process, and from time to time your ego will rise up and demand that things be the way they should be. That's in quotation marks, should be. Envision a hot air balloon being loaded up with all of the things you think you need to control and let them ride away in the balloon. You'll be surprised to find that when you release the energy of control and accept the energy of surrender, doors will open that you never expected, because you have now given the universe space in which to materialize what is needed for your highest soul growth. And that is exactly what I need to do. So where does that apply in your life? It's an intense one, right? But one that we all struggle with, and invariably different situations accumulate and culminate in some type of crisis. And that tower that we were seeing in the last two readings, it was real. We got 2 Sufi Wisdom Oracle cards this week. I'm just going with the flow with this reading. As you can see, I'm trying to get us all into a very mellow place. And this probably is the logical card to follow, the surrender card. Beyond the ego, surrender to the flow of life. Make me drunk so I forget about I. Ruin me so I plunge into the house of ruin. I will then become free from the tricks of life and relieved from the duality of the world. Dissolved into nothingness, I will rise above heaven. Deftly and fearlessly, I will demolish my ego. Why should I be stuck in the abyss of life's darkness? Why should I remain like a worm in a cocoon? Iragi. This is very apt for me. To be truly happy is to be free from attachment to the physical realities of life. Reaching this state requires you to disconnect from the ego self and move beyond thoughts and mindfulness as much as possible. The moment you are free from the ego self, you begin to feel the light soothing your soul. The glow of light will shine from your eyes, and your moments will become joyous. This oracle is infusing you with a heightened feeling of weightlessness or soaring towards the light. It is doing so to reduce your attachment to the ego by awakening your soul. Replace selfish or burdening thoughts by visualizing something you'd like to happen in the future, or replaying a scene from your favorite movie or book in your mind. By giving your mind a rest from too much thought, you will make room for the feeling of love and affection. Oh, dear one, trust that love longs to set you free by showering you with the secret nectar of existence. Let go of selfish thoughts because they obstruct the deeper mysteries from being revealed to your heart in unspoken messages. Without selfish thoughts, you will surrender more easily and be free to choose the path of love that will change you and make you fresh again. This will be a gift, your heritage and destiny from love. And here's our mantra for this week from this card. I am surrendering into the generous flow of life. The seeds of love germinate and sprout inside my heart and bloom into unlimited creative expression. It's so intensely frustrating when we have time to ourselves after not having time to ourselves, and then we finally wake up to just how out of alignment we are with what is important to us, what is important to our soul, what is intrinsic to our soul journey, what is essential to our life force, and how much work the professional nightmare of corporatocracies and egoic power struggles for money and rank, and other people wanting to have power over you. This is so corruptive to the soul, it's so corrosive, it's so monumentally ugly. And we are forced to live in this world where we have no choice but to grapple with this and to learn how to transcend while being a part of it. I wasn't born independently wealthy. I wasn't born into some type of easy ride that would allow me to not have to be part of the system. And we can argue all we want that no, that's a choice and we can like step away from it and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, while I do wish death upon this horrible patriarchal system in which we live, and it will come, I also feel that I deserve to be comfortable while that happens. So, it's the age-old dilemma. It's all very Capricornian, and it sucks, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't really have a great fondness for Capricorn. You know, my leonine spirit doesn't really fit very well into Capricorn, and while my Taurian rising side should at least find some grounding in Capricorn energy, I think evolutionarily speaking, it's like I've moved beyond and I'm speaking universally here when I speak of myself, because I think we all can relate to this. It's like I moved beyond the need for rules and regulations to determine my outcome. So what's next? That's what we have to figure out, right? That's what all this is about, is figuring out what is the graduation point from that unpleasant aspect of Capricorn. How can we embrace it? Because what we should be feeling is we should be in love with Capricorn like all signs, because it's just a part of our journey. It's a part of the cycle of life that gives us the opportunity, this 1 month of the year, you know, to have everything be engulfed in this energy so that it progresses us forward. So again, I don't really sound very inspired by it right now because I am really struggling. You can't blame me, you know. My immune system was seriously depleted by COVID again. It sucks. Way of faith. Let faith be your guide. And that is the answer to those of us when we are healing from sickness or whatever else. Faith is key. When faith becomes all love, we enter into greatness. From that source, we spread love to all life. We then live in abundance. Rumi. There is a divine gift inside you that holds the key to your confidence and trust. That key opens a mysterious inner chamber that reveals the secrets of love to you. It is the entrance to the greatness of your ultimate capacity. You will be like a lantern that spreads light around it. An invisible support will sustain and empower you to enter a vast unknown with total confidence. Dear one, surrender faithfully to the unrecognized path and benefit from the divine gift that is inside you. Live your dream, risk it all, and take a chance. Have faith that the potential for love is infused into your life. When you surrender to your heart, clues and the guidelines to follow them appear along the way. Bring your dream into reality by having faith that you can face the obstacles along the way. As you master your reality, you will flow towards abundance in the fullness of love. And the mantra to accompany that card is, I have faith in my power to face the unknown. I have full assurance that I am not making a mistake, nor am I afraid of making one if I do. Again, I can't help it because I'm very frustrated right now about my work, as you can probably tell. Mostly because even throughout my sickness, I was hounded by people. And nobody respects anybody where I work, because the bottom line is that it's a very selfish industry. I'm sure all corporations are full of very selfish, awful people. That's why they are awful. But I am not satisfied. I'm not able, I shine wherever I work. Call me arrogant for saying it, but it's the truth. But I do. And, but this is too small for me. And there's always new toxic people that come in, and these new people in the upper power structures, they reflect a bunch of, it's just all ugly. It's just all ugly. I don't know how else to put it. It's like there's a darkness there. Maybe that's just an inevitability of being in an industry that revolves around drugs. I've done fame, I've done fashion, I've done drugs. And all I want is love. And it's true, and as sad as that sounds to say this way, and it's comical, really, isn't it? I used to live for love. I used to live for romantic love. I used to be imbued with a sense of hope and a desire to share that love. And the things I do in my life professionally, they kind of kill that. Because I've got a constant sense of fear, a sort of Damocles over my head, a sense of dread that everything will fall apart at any moment. So then we move on to how we move beyond that. So first of all, we have exploration. Explore new territory. Create your own path with purpose. Be brave. Exploring new ground and territory is essential to moving forward. Once we overcome our fear of the unknown, we often find the journey towards our new destination is rewarding and filled with personal growth. That's the problem. I feel like I'm stagnating. While exploration of the soul is required to move through the next phase of your life, travel is also a main feature now. Adventure awaits, so pack your bags and make some plans. Short or long trips are likely. Or mushrooms. Those types of trips, Your soul is requiring new scenery. There is much to be learned through exploring nature, environment, relationships, and places. Nervous excitement will arise when you follow your dreams. While there may be some mountains you need to climb, it is all part of the journey. Viewing the scenery from different heights is rewarding because the climb is filled with achievements, milestones, and personal progress. By taking a step forward and realizing your hidden potential, you will find confidence as your reliance on others reduces. Sometimes, to move forward something fabulous, We need to be brave. Explore the pathways already available to you, but make sure you create your own trail and walk your own track so that you can live your authenticity with integrity. Right now, you need to search and explore. There are many things to be found and uncovered from past experiences. Your soul is asking you to wander, for the soul knows where it is going. Let yourself roam free. You will find new scenery, people, and communities to connect with. While your confidence grows, so does your independence. Leave your emotional baggage in the past and your backpack empty so you can create new memories and fun experiences. Affirmation: I am brave and courageous, and I tread my new path with ease and security. Which in turn leads to the next card, also from the Sacred Power reading deck. Freedom. And you have that yin-yang full moon there at the top. So, exploration, freedom. That's what's on the horizon for us when we go down this path. Free your spirit. Take control of your life now. Wild and free, the horse chooses to run in any direction at its own pace. Understand that everything in your life right now is completely within your power to change. Once you cooperate with your soul's request to be free from emotional or physical ties, you become limitless and can run free again. That's exactly my problem. I feel so completely tethered to things that I don't give a shit about. The arrival of the horse brings news of personal journeys and new directions. The white horse brings truth, honor, integrity, and the dark horse brings the shadow of mystery, pride, and illusions. Bringing both together to create a yin-yang balance allows you to understand what is preventing your freedom. I have to think about that. Truth, honor, and integrity on the one hand, and then mystery, pride, and illusions on the other. Well, I think I'm way too tethered to the mystery, pride, and illusions. Follow through with your agreements before you make new commitments. You may feel that you are not in control of your life right now. In fact, you are. You can decide at this moment how to react to the circumstances within your environment. Observe your surroundings and discover what your soul really wants. You always have the power and freedom to choose within you. The question is, what direction do you wish to run? Honor your free will by choosing to acknowledge your desire for a break and a change, even if it is only temporary. Right now, your soul desires freedom. By removing restrictions, you can move in any direction. Feeling trapped or burdened by family affairs, responsibility, finance, relationships, and/or career choices can sometimes make us feel suffocated. Your soul is trying to release you from commitments as you yearn for the freedom to make your own choices. Breaking away from old attachments and responsibilities, your soul is asking you to be playful and to have some fun. The horse asks you to simplify your life and expand your knowledge. Seek more information before you make future decisions. It is essential through this growth period that you find the freedom that you need to allow yourself to flourish. You have the power to change the direction of your life. Affirmation: I am moving forward in the direction I choose, bringing me closer to achieving my goals and my divine life purpose. And haven't we talked about that lately? You know, the portal that we moved through in December, as we shifted from Sagittarius into Capricorn at that winter solstice, was all about moving out of the story we were born into and into the story we were born to live. So of course there's going to be some massive growing pains. Of course there's lots of questions to ask. And there's always a new cycle to begin. There is no graduation point, right? Okay. Our underlying energy of the week. The Three of Wands. That is a sense of waiting for something to come into us. Our expectations are challenged. Uranus and Saturn are telling us to expect the unexpected in ways that challenge our views on structure, authority, time, the way that we've measured things up until now in our lives. We also got an Osho Zen tarot card as a clarifier for that, to set the tone for the week ahead. The Silence card, which is the moon in traditional tarot. And I will read this for us, as I believe it will give us some good insight into the reading that I pulled. I won't hold it up because I think you know what the moon looks like. The silent, mirror-like receptiveness of a star-filled night with a full moon is reflected in the misty lake below. The face in the sky is deep in meditation. Oh, I guess you can see that. There. Can you see the face in the sky? There you go. A goddess of the night who brings depth, peace, and understanding. Now is a very precious time. It will be easy for you to rest inside, to plumb the depths of your own inner silence to the point where it meets the silence of the universe. There is nothing to do, nowhere to go, and the quality of your inner silence permeates everything you do. It might make some people uncomfortable, accustomed as they are to all the noise and activity of the world. Never mind. Seek out those who can resonate with your silence or enjoy your aloneness. Now is the time to come home to yourself. The understanding and insights that come to you in this moment will be manifested later on in a more outgoing phase of your life. The energy of the whole has taken possession of you. You are possessed. You are no more. The whole is. This moment at the present, as the silence penetrates in you, you can understand the significance of it, because it is the same silence that Gautama Buddha experienced. It is the same silence that Chuang Tzu or Bodhidharma or Nansen. The taste of the silence is the same. Time changes, the world goes on changing, but the experience of silence, the joy of it, remains the same. That is the only thing you can rely upon, the only thing that never dies. It is the only thing that you can call your very being. And I suppose that is the resolution of Saturn-Uranus. Our past energy, we had the Death card. And boy, oh boy, can I relate. There has felt like a death, a deathliness to everything. And sickness will do that too, but it goes beyond that. It goes towards infrastructure, politics, world government systems, everything. It's all just reeks of death, everything. Again, death is not threatening. I mean, death is threatening in its shadow because we're afraid and avoiding celebration of it. I celebrate the death of all of those things. I cannot wait for the system to collapse. I want to see those that are enslaved to it freed, and those who perpetuate it. I can't even say what I was going to say, but I will laugh. I will laugh very hard. And our advice on the Death card, which actually, well, not our advice, but our clarification, Death to the Eight of Swords. It was in reverse. So we've been working on eliminating our self-doubt, our negative inner voices, our tendency to see ourselves as not good enough, not enough. goodbye, which became our foundation. Those beliefs became the foundation of our lives, and they were toxic, disgusting, and needed to go. And Saturn and Pluto come in and destroy the fuck out of those things, and that's exactly what's been happening all year long. Maybe the last couple of years, if you're unlucky like me. Maybe the last decade. And this in reverse tells me that there is a focus, there's been a focus in the recent past on the parts of your life that are meant to be foundational, the teams, the people, the web of collaboration in your life that is toxic. There are people or things or influences that have been toxic that had to come to the surface and be exposed for what they are so that you can eliminate them. In our present, we have the Page of Swords. Oh, the lovely Page of Swords, who always shows up to remind us that we have to remain teachable and that we're students of life, and that if we think that we know everything, life is just going to come along, and Uranus has a lot of fun with that, so does Pluto. Don't get comfortable in your knowledge. So that's where we're at. Be here now. I am celebrating the great Ram Dass at the moment. It was his second anniversary since of his death, and just 2 days ago, or yesterday even maybe, I don't know exactly, but Ram Dass was a beautiful soul, and Hanged Man. This is a story here. Two of Pentacles. So this present moment is the opportunity for us to be suspended in our own reality, to take stock, to take a step back, to understand that we are stuck in this endless balancing act of trying to go where the pendulum swings between our deep spiritual life and our extreme materialism. And they are out of alignment, and where they are out of alignment is going to cause us pain and suffering and confusion and chaos. And that is what the Hangman opportunity is giving us, so that we can be in this teachable mode, so that, as all of the cards that we've had, the Oracle cards thus far, have told us, embrace freedom, embrace these opportunities for exploration. Surrender your need to control, do new things, move beyond the ego, find your faith. There's the Faith card. Practice your magic. Get in deep alignment with your inner witch, or wizard, or whatever you want to call yourself. Your high priestess. And temper the energy. I know I'm being very literal with these cards, but when 4 cards come out as clarifiers together, you gotta understand the spirit as a direct message through those. You're a magician. You're an alchemist. You know, this, obviously, through the High Priestess, transforms this into blech, going away, because that's what I'm saying. So that's what we're doing right now. We're in that temperance process. We're in that Hangman energy. Couldn't be more true for me. That's why I'm so fucking alone. And our outcome from that process, the Ace of Cups. A beautiful emotional gift. It can be a new, it is a new emotional journey. And where that new emotional journey is moving away from all these burdens of the past, all these stories of the past in our heart space. That's the old relationships, the old romantic relationships that went sour, the ex-husbands, the ex-wives, the ex-lovers, the awful people, the people that didn't know themselves well enough to be able to respect themselves and therefore couldn't respect you, and dragged you down while you were trying that alchemical process to create love and joy and abundance, and instead you had your heart torn out and your soul ripped to shreds. It's happened many lifetimes. But then you get stuck in this when you heal, where it's just all about being secure in yourself and not taking risks anymore. And that's a beautiful thing when you're healing, but once you move beyond healing, you have to be ready to receive the Ace of Cups. And the only way that you receive the Eight of Cups is, we will see through, Ace of Cups, sorry, not the Eight of Cups, is, and I did pull a special new thing for my reading this week, an advice column. So, the advice card, we got the Six of Swords, which is moving on from where the strife is. So whatever's causing you strife and struggle in your life, just feel free to move on from it. You don't need it anymore. Whether that's a state of mind or not, or something physical. In my case, I feel like more inclined to think that I need to move on from like some very specific ideas and some behaviors and some people. Structures. You know, when you're in the position where your boss is like this ominous, like all-encompassing person that you don't really actually have like a personal relationship with, but who takes up more space in your life than anybody else in your personal life because you don't have a husband or a wife or children or other priorities like boyfriends, girlfriends, enough friends that are value, you know. There's a lot of transference there. It's poverty consciousness. That's my case right now. That's what I'm coming to the understanding of. It's like I sold out, man. Yes, I did. And I'm going to move on from that state of mind, whether that means I can do that in the environment I'm already in or I have to change it. Is still to be seen, but this, I'm just telling you that so that you have an understanding of maybe how you can find a parallel in your own life. It's time to move on from these stupid repeat patterns. And the clarifiers on that Six of Swords as the advice card was, again, the Nine of Wands in reverse. So again, drop the burdens. Drop the expectations of negativity. Drop the cynicism. And drop the codependency. Drop the I'm not valuable without this. I'm not valuable without that. I'm not valuable without this person. I don't know who I'd be without my job. I don't know who I'd be without my habits, my passions that I've always defined myself by that are no longer actually things I'm passionate about. Whatever it may be, the devil is upside down here. I'm not going to speak of addictions because I don't think that this is about addictions. If it is in your life, that's perfectly possible, but it's certainly not in my life. The addiction maybe is simply to validation. And when you're addicted to something, you're never going to get enough of it, and you're never going to get it at all, actually. Because it doesn't exist if you can't validate yourself, right? Why am I doing anything that I don't actually want to do? Why am I doing these things? And our outcome card from Osho, aptly, perhaps for our new year ahead, because I believe that I will be, what day is it? If it's Christmas now, yeah, I won't be seeing you guys again until 2022. 2022? Wow, 2022. I have a good feeling about 2022. I have to be perfectly honest with you. Not in like a, oh, this is going to be a wonderful year for, you know, tangible, whatever the fuck people like want, but just on the soul journey, it's a good number. So, let's read the celebration card, our summary from Asha. It's the Three of Cups. These three women dancing in the wind and the rain remind us that celebration never need depend on outside circumstances. We need not wait for a special holiday or a formal occasion, nor a sunny and cloudless day. True celebration arises from a joy that is first experienced deep within and spills over into an overflow of song and dance and laughter, and yes, even tears of gratitude. When you choose this card, it indicates that you are becoming more and more available and open to many opportunities that are to celebrate in this life, and to spread this by contagion to others. Don't bother about scheduling a party on your calendar. Let your hair down now. Take your shoes off and start splashing in the puddles right away. The party is happening all around you every moment. Life is a moment to celebrate, to enjoy. Make it fun, a celebration, and then you will enter the temple. The temple is not for the long-faced. It has never been for them. Look at life. Do you see sadness anywhere? Have you ever seen a tree depressed? Have you ever seen a bird anxiety-ridden? Have you ever seen an animal neurotic? No, life is not like that. Not at all. Only man has gone wrong somewhere, and he has gone wrong somewhere because he thinks himself to be very wise and very clever. Your cleverness is your disease. Don't be too wise. Always remember to stop. Don't go to the extreme. A little foolishness and a little wisdom is good, and the right combination makes you a Buddha. So, on that note, I wish you a glorious end of this year. And may 2022 bring you all the blessings you deserve. Hold as much love in your heart as you can. I need to, because I want to express love, and I want to feel love, and I want to receive love. And that's all that really matters, and I have to figure out a way to make that my path. So I wish you the very same. In the meantime, that's it, bitches. Happy New Year.